Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we have something that is absolutely epic, something I am so excited to take a look at because it's my very first chance to actually look at this particular artist's work. We have from Castermind Creations, part of the Jurassic Park Nublar figures. This is the Velociraptor. And it's not just any Velociraptor, this is the Clever Girl Velociraptor. Now, as you can see, this is very clearly a Jurassic Park style Velociraptor, and that is definitely the intention of Castermind's. And of course, you could obviously tell that also by the name of the series as well as the figure itself. But you can see again it has those awesome classic Jurassic Park Raptor colors, classic Jurassic Park Raptor sculpt. It honestly, to me, looks so unbelievably similar, almost picture perfect to the concept art for the Velociraptor. Just in general, again, having this here, my first chance to actually look at his work, I am very impressed straight out of the gate because the sculpt is gorgeous, but also his paint application is really nice, really smooth overall. And you don't just get a super cool Raptor figure with this set, you actually get capture gear for the figure as well, which is something I'm really excited to actually open up and take a look at. You can see we've got a few different pieces of capture gear, and there is actually a little stand here that you can see that you would place the Raptor on, because there are little peg holes on the undersides of the feet, so you've got a nice way to display the Raptor on top of everything. But of course, before we get to doing all of that stuff, what we've got to do now is jump to a closer look, so let's get to it. So starting up here at the head sculpt of the Raptor, you can see it looks really nice. And again, when I talk about how impressive the fine detail is, you should definitely be able to see it now. That sculpt is gorgeous when it comes to not only the general appearance, also the actual texturing and everything looks really good, and it's really vibrant. The actual figure itself, you can tell, is definitely very high quality. You've also got a lot of really nice paintwork, as you have a nice lighter variation of like a tan here, or like a light brown in the palette area. You've got some darker browns running up and over the top of the head, darker browns running around the eye socket, different variations of browns moving down the course of the neck. You've also got a lighter tone here for the lower jaw, and he also has like this really cool, really light speckling to the figure. You can see it really abundantly here in the stomach region, and that also, again, just helps to add, I think, a little extra color variation. On top of that, we've got a really nicely painted eye. You've got a gorgeous green for the eye, a nice black slit-like pupil, and a white spot there to kind of give it that kind of eye shine sort of look. We've also got an articulated jaw, which you can see there, opens very nicely. And I will say, before I even start trying to mess with the articulated joints, he actually includes a little slip of paper that when you first open the figure and you get a look at it, you've got a little paper there that tells you about the fact that when you are going to begin moving your Raptor around, you should use a hair dryer to kind of warm it up a little bit, just to warm up the joints, to kind of work them in, because it's a brand new figure, basically fresh off the production table of Castermind Creations. And again, I haven't done that yet, so the articulation may be a little stiff for me right now. But you can see again, when you get on the inside of the mouth there, you've got a really nice pinkish tone. You've got very nicely sculpted teeth on both the upper and lower jaw. They are, again, perfectly painted. There is just zero sloppiness on this, like absolutely none. You've got a really nice looking tongue sculpt there on the inside of the mouth, and some nice looking detailing throughout. When you look at the inside of the mouth and the upper side, also looks very nice. And again, you can close the jaw basically to any distance you would like, but it also stays closed perfectly on top of everything. As you begin to move back here into the neck region of the Velociraptor, you see a bit larger kind of skin texture there, kind of bumpier skin texture, as well as quite a bit of creasing moving down the course of the neck. You've also got this black kind of, or maybe even like a dark gray sort of striping begin to pick up here as you move down the course of the neck. Super smooth transition down to the lighter tone there of the underside of the throat. You can see some nice skin wrinkles and skin folds and stuff. And then as you move down here a little bit further into the body, you get closer to the bottom of the neck. You kind of see a lot of creasing there in the back of the neck, leading into the back of the dinosaur, like right here. You can see a ton of wrinkles and creases and stuff because of the position of the head of the raptor being so upright. You can also lead down here into the arm. You've got some nicely sculpted arms, nice muscle definition there in that arm. Again, similar coloration to what we see up there in the primary body, because you've got that striping as well as that light brown kind of creeping through. The skin texture also looks gorgeous as you move down. You've got those really nice Jurassic Park style raptor hands. Again, very creepy. I always thought that the hands of the raptors were super creepy because of how long the fingers were and how eerie they look, and he's definitely captured that very nicely. And I like that you can see that the fingers are sort of like in different positions as you look at them. You can see that some of the fingers are held in a little further, some fingers are held out a little bit further. The nails look great as well. You can see they have a genuine sharp look to them, which is also a plus, giving it again an even more lifelike look and feel. And we've also got articulated arms for the raptor, which can actually move pretty far. You can see you can get some really nice mobility for those arms. As you move back here into the stomach region, you can again see more really nice looking skin texture. Again, super smooth transition as you lead down into the lighter tone of the stomach. And then again, that very nice, very soft kind of striping, like it's really naturally applied. And as you move back here, you can kind of make out the hip bone there at the top of the leg. Also some more striping as you lead down the course of the thigh. Again, some nice creasing and stuff as you move down through the skin texture. Nice muscle definition as well. You've got the knee there in the front of the leg, as well as a nice bulging calf muscle here in the back. And again, you continue to have that striping effect moving down. And then as you lead down into the foot, you've got a nice healthy dose of that darker variation of color, as well as the lighter brown that we see through the majority of the figure. You've got again the nicely sculpted nails. They all genuinely have, like I said, that sharp look to them, especially those sickle claws. Look at how good the sickle claws look, and all perfectly painted with a black coloration. And you can see the same for the nails there on the hands. And yes, we do have dew claws, of course, present, and also perfectly painted. And we've also got leg articulation, but it seems to definitely be a little stiff right now, so I'm going to have to go ahead and do what they said in the original instructions and heat that up with a hair dryer to kind of warm those joints in, and then they should start moving around pretty nicely for me. That's the disadvantage of opening these and reviewing them straight out of the package. I don't have the chance to kind of warm the joints up or move them around and wear them in a little bit. Again, straight out of the box to the review station sometimes doesn't allow you to get that smoothest articulation on the review. But as you can see, as we lead back here into the tail, you continue to have that striping effect as you move out through the course of the tail. Very long, very straight, and beautiful looking tail, honestly. And again, the skin texture looks great as you move out. If my camera would focus on it, there we go, you can see how nice that skin texture as well as the paintwork looks. You're going to see pretty much the same thing over here again, because the figure is in a totally straightforward position. Nothing really going on different over here than what we had seen on the initial side. Again, all the same style of paintwork, all the same style of sculpt, but it looks just as consistent, just as awesome as it had looked on the initial side. Really nice shot there from the front. So the Raptor is beyond phenomenal. Like, for a first release, an initial release, it doesn't get any better than that. We've also got some of the capture gear, which I'm really quite excited to actually put onto the Raptor. But look at how good that looks as well. Like, talk about high quality and impressive when it comes to the sculpt of the capture gear. Like, that is far and away some of the best looking capture gear I've ever seen. And considering this is a custom made piece, I feel like that just makes it all the more impressive. And you can see the paintwork is really nice with the nice silver tone that we have been given here on the capture gear. We've also got this smaller piece here as well, which you can see looks just as nice as that initial piece did. Very impressive. And of course, the part that would go over the head of our Raptor. Again, look at how gorgeous that looks. I love the natural kind of like steel look that we have for it. Like, it looks genuine, it looks real, and again, just super, super high quality. So I'm very excited to get this actually on the Raptor. So let's go ahead, we'll get a size and all that fun stuff, and we'll also put this on the Raptor and check it out with the capture gear on. So I followed the instructions. I went, grabbed a hair dryer, and began, heating it up. And you can see now the legs are moving around very nicely, just like it said they would. So definitely a very good thing to do on the part of Castermind Creations would be to give that sort of instruction kind of manual in there to let you know exactly what you should do as far as that goes. But as far as a size for our raptor goes, looking at the length, you are looking at about the 8.5-inch range, or approaching 22 centimeters, but not quite there, a little bit smaller. And then for a height, about a little over 3.25 inches, approaching 3.5, but not quite, or around 8.5 centimeters. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Colovosaurus, and Robert Muldoon from the Mattel Jurassic World toy line next to our Castermind Creations Velociraptor. And as you can see, it's got pretty much the size range you would expect it to be, because this figure is basically like a love letter to the old Jurassic Park toy line. So if you are familiar with the old Jurassic Park toy line and, you know, the style and size of those figures, you're already going to have a pretty good idea of the size of this raptor. And for a second size comparison, here is one of the old Jurassic Park Velociraptors. Probably one of the ones that I have that would be in like the worst shape. I definitely have ones that are in much better shape than this one, but this one was just easily accessible, so I figured I'd bring that one in. But you can see they are kind of similar in size. However, the Castermind Creations version has a lot better proportions. Everything looks a lot better when it comes to the overall appearance of the Castermind Creations version. Even if the awesome Kenner version is as nostalgic and amazing as it gets, the Castermind Creations version is definitely a lot more faithful to the actual raptor design. And for one more and the final comparison, because I really don't think we need many comparisons past this point, we've got a Mattel Velociraptor next to the Castermind Creations version, and you can see again what the size difference is, and basically the fact that they are very similar in size. The Mattel version obviously is very wonky as far as the proportions and stuff. The Castermind Creations version is far better when it comes to that aspect, as well as the paintwork and everything, but you can see that they are generally the same size. The Mattel version just kind of stands a little bit taller than the Castermind Creations version, but overall very similar, just much better when it comes to the proportions here on the Castermind Creations version. And then the final piece of the puzzle, we have all of the capture gear now on our Raptor, as well as the Raptor on the little stand that it comes with. And man, is that ever one of the absolute coolest visuals. Like, it really doesn't get much cooler than that. I am completely in love with this. I have been from the moment I had seen it on the Castermind Creations Instagram account, but actually having it here, seeing it all decked out now in the capture gear and everything on the stand, such a presentation for this, such a beautiful presence to the figure. Like, this is really another dream collectible produced by the fans, not by an official company. You know, the fans that absolutely have a passion and a love and desire for the Jurassic franchise. They are the ones that seem to be creating the best stuff continuously, and I can say with complete confidence that Castermind Creations has now entered that prestigious list of creators that are out there currently creating some of the best Jurassic stuff out there. That is definitely what I see here with this incredible Velociraptor. So this brand new Castermind Creations Clever Girl Velociraptor figure, articulated Velociraptor figure, is phenomenal. It is just absolutely one of the coolest things that I've had the pleasure of adding to my collection. He really has done a great job on this. Again, the sculpt is really, really highly detailed, and on top of being really highly detailed, which you can see again, it took a long time to make this figure. It must have taken him quite some time to sculpt out each and every little tiny detail on this to make it as picture perfect as he has. But the actual sculpt and figure itself, again, is very high quality. It's impressive just how good the detailing aspect looks on the figure. And it's not just the sculpt and appearance to the dinosaur that shows off how high quality this figure actually is. The capture gear as well is incredible when it comes to the actual sculpt, and again, how good the detailing aspect looks on it. It is extremely impressive here in person. The paintwork of the Raptor as well is great. He's done a very good good job of choosing the tones of color that look perfect as far as what the coloration of a Jurassic Park raptor would be. And again, on top of that, it's all super nice and naturally applied, very professional. Like, it looks like an actual official release of a Jurassic Park product. It is that good. And the same can be said for the capture gear as far as the paintwork goes, because again, even though there's not really a whole lot going on, he's chosen that perfect tone of silver to make it look exactly as the capture gear for a Jurassic Park style raptor should have. There's also, again, articulation, as we have articulation in the jaw, articulation in the arms, and articulation in the legs, which is always really awesome to have articulation on your figure. And it's pretty much like that exact kind of classic articulation you would see on an old Kenner Jurassic Park style raptor, which is also super, super cool. So overall, this is an absolutely phenomenal release by Castermind Creations, and when it comes to their very first official release, like, there's no way it could have gotten any better than this. It's already, like, this is the type of figure I would have expected a creator to make, like, years down the road after they've, figured things out, released a couple figures and had, some trial and error. But no, they pretty much release a masterpiece, in my opinion, on their first try, which has me definitely hyped for everything they're going to release moving into the future. I know they also have a Dilophosaurus that should be coming at some point very soon. But if you are interested in picking this up for yourself, what you need to do is contact Castermind Creations right away to place a pre-order for this. There is only going to be 50 of this figure made overall, and currently, from the last time I spoke to him, which was actually about 2 days ago, I believe there were only 30 spots remaining to order this figure. So if you were interested in grabbing this, you absolutely need to go ahead and place an order for it through their eBay store, and I will include a link in the description directly to the listing on eBay where you can order this Clever Girl Velociraptor figure right now. Again, like I said, with only 50 to be made, you absolutely want to get on ordering it right away. I will also include a link in the description to their Instagram account where you can follow them, of course, and stay up to date on everything that they are creating and, of course, releasing in the near future. So make sure you check those links. Definitely pick up this gorgeous raptor, and also like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.